Alright, here we go. We're going to see if this works. Trying out the streaming here for the first time. This should be an adventure. Got some camera things going on here. I'm using IP camera and old Android phones, and there's going to be a weird lag going on here between the cameras and me, probably, if this is even working right. I'm not sure if it's working right. Let's see here. Give me just a second here, and we're going to get it all started here. Let's see. Let's send this off. Right. So, we are going to install Jasper on the Raspberry Pi here, or at least that's the goal. We've got our Raspberry Pi cam down here at the bottom. We've got a beautiful mug shot and the far away shot here of what's going on. And just so you know, I'm not wearing pants, and everybody wins. So we're going to start off here. Jasper. Jasper is a program that allows you to control software on your Raspberry Pi via voice commands. It's supposed to have a nice API, stuff like that. And I'm just now kind of getting into it and discovering the whole process of it. So, let's see here. What we're going to do now is I'm going to walk you through the install process. So, what I have done is I've downloaded. See, I have some links in the YouTube description here, hopefully, if everything goes well. This is my first time using this, so throw me a bone. I'll make a better video if this one turns out to be just completely horrible. But what I've done is let's go back here. So I downloaded, if we go to the documentation page here on Jasper, and what I've done is the quickest way to get up and running with Jasper is to download the precompiled disk image available here, which I've done, and I have compiled to this SD card, or compiled's not the right word. I'm having tasty beverages, and it's 5 in the morning, so 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So wherever you are in the world, feel free to adjust. But what I've done is I've taken my Jasper image, and then I've used this program here called Win32 Disk Imager. And what I do is I select the image here on the thumb drive, and then I will pick the disk image and image. This process takes about 20 minutes to a half hour and is almost as lengthy as setting up Jasper itself. So I'm going to assume that you know how to image a file for the Raspberry Pi, and if not, maybe we'll make some videos about that. So, jump over here, and you can see me. I'm going to insert the SD card here. Make sure everything's nice and snug. That's good. Yes. And then I'll also go over how I have my Raspberry Pi set up. So I have a audio out, which is speakers, which are powered speakers. I'm also using a wired network connection, and then the only other peripheral I have is the USB microphone here. So set this back up in PiCam mode. So we've got our microphone. We've got our SD card. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to power on the Raspberry Pi. And we have the Raspberry Pi booting for the first time of our fresh image. And then we're going to go ahead and, after imaging your SD card, skip to the section on configuring your Jasper client. So we're going to skip to that section. And let's see, our Raspberry Pi should be booting up. Let's go ahead and let's open PuTTY. I'd like to think that everybody's familiar with PuTTY, but just in case if you're not, this is the program that I'm using that allows me from Windows to SSH into my Raspberry Pi. So let's go ahead and let's see. We'll just cover up the cameras here. Oops. There we go. And by oops. Okay, we'll just leave that alone. By default, the password is Raspberry. And the username's Pi. That's going to get us logged in here. We'll do a quick ls command to see that we are here on the default install. And now, let's start going through the tutorial here. So just step by step, we're going to we're going to copy this line, and then we'll right click to paste it into PuTTY. And then we'll watch real time here as our commands go. Give you a feel of how long this whole process takes. So we're just going to copy step by step. I think this is about a 20-minute to 30-minute overall install process. Thank you for your patience. Your install is very important to us. Alright, we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy the next line. Control C and then right click. Continue forward here. Look at all that magic happened. Thank you for holding. Your install is very important to us here. Alright, that step is complete. Our next step here is to run cron tab, and just to make sure that the lines have been edited, so we'll do that. We'll run cron tab /ticky, and we can verify here that upon reboot it's going to run our Jasper boot script. So that is good. We're going to Control X to exit out of the cron tab, and it's going to note that there were no modifications made. So our next step here is we are going to chmod everything in our home directory here so that Jasper is usable by everything. So there we go, and we can verify the chmod, and we can see that Jasper is now highlighted there. And so our next step here is, let's see, we are going to reboot our Raspberry Pi. So let's do a Sudo Reboot. We will have patience. We'll wait one moment. And as the Raspberry Pi comes back up online, you should hear Jasper boot, and he should greet us for the first time. So we should get a nice little hello from Jasper here. And then once we hear our hello from Jasper, we will reconnect to the Raspberry Pi.
Hello, I am Jasper. Please wait one moment.
There is our greeting from Jasper. Let's go ahead and switch back over to Putty. We're going to restart this session. It's going to ask me for my password again. ASPBERRY is how I spell raspberry. Let's go ahead and clear the screen. So let's see what our next steps are here. Alright, so ls and see that we are in the home directory. We're going to navigate by changing directory into Jasper, cd Jasper /client. Now we are going to Python populate, and we're going to run the populate file, which is basically what we use to let Jasper know some basic facts about us so he can better work with us. So I'm going to type, let's say, my first name, which is Joshua, my second name, which is Berton. I'm going to leave my Gmail address and password blank, and my phone number and carrier, but these are things that you can fill out, and they will allow Jasper to send you email notifications or text messages based on news stories or other things that you've selected, and it will also allow you to monitor your Gmail to let you know if you've got a new email. We're going to go ahead and put in our location here, which is 40206 for Louisville, Kentucky. I'm going to leave my time zone here by default. I'm going to say send by text messages, but here you can choose any method, and then boom, we are done. And of course you can kind of read a little bit more about what's going on here. If you don't want to use Gmail, there's some other options. If you want to integrate Spotify, if you want to get the Facebook, stuff like that going on, there's some other options. We're going to go ahead and just stick with the basic setup, and we'll build upon what we've got going on right here. So let's go ahead and let's go on to usage. So once I've populated my Python.populate or populate.py, I guess, I'm going to go ahead and do a sudo reboot. So Jasper will reboot, and he will have our zip code and other settings. He won't have our time zone, so he's going to give a time of 4 or 5 hours off of what time it is here in Eastern Standard Time. And I have no idea how this is coming out. This is all working really well. I'll flip back to the Raspberry Pi cam here. Look at that beautiful Pi.
Hello, I am Jasper. Please wait one moment.
I'll go ahead and mention here, well, I'm using some Dell speakers here. They are powered. They have a little fancy subwoofer with them, and I have the volume turned up all the way on these speakers, and Jasper's not very loud. So you are definitely going to want to use some kind of powered speakers, most likely for best results when interacting with Jasper. Excuse me. We're going to restart Jasper. Our default password. That's very. Do a clear command just to clear the screen here. And Jasper's running right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we're not going to really need putty right now, and I'm just going to do a basic, let's see here, you can maybe see the lights blink as I do this here, but we'll pop this over here so you can see the microphone. Yeah, Jasper. Jasper. Now I'm not even sure if he's running. Let's see. Let's do a few things. So what I'm going to do next is just for with missing with Jasper, one of the things I like to do is I actually like to comment out this reboot. And if you'll take note of the command here, which is basically the boot, it's a bash script here that's executing, and we want to execute that command manually. So we're gonna comment that out. We're gonna save our changes here. It's gonna note that it is installing a new cron tab. Let's go ahead and do a sudo reboot. Alright. I'm gonna watch everything reboot. And what we're going to notice is Jasper's not going to greet us this time as the Raspberry Pi boots up. Drag this over here. Oh, I'm giant. Not good. Nobody needs that much of me. This is already probably way too much. Alright, so let's see if we can reconnect our session. We can. Raspberry port ls. We're going to change directory to Jasper boot. We are going to /boot.sh, and now this is going to be cool because what's going to happen is we're going to watch the Jasper script execute in real time, and we're going to be able to see Jasper's interpretations of what we're saying and actually watch real time the module work. I like executing Jasper the most this way. It just looks cool. So we're going to do this. So take note of the directory here that we're in. We're in home/Jasper boot, and then we're going to execute the boot bash command by doing ./boot.sh. And then it's going to sit here for a second like it's not doing anything, and then we're going to watch Jasper boot up.
Hello, I am Jasper. Please wait 1 moment.
We are waiting 1 moment. So much lag on this video. I do apologize. This is not the way I intended to record the video, but rolling with the punches here. So, seeing what we can do here. See how this works.
How can I be of service?
Okay, so by that statement, how can I be of service? Jasper now lets us know that he is listening to what we say. And if you notice here in the as it scrolls, see Jasper interpreting the words that I say. You notice that Jasper heard his name, and he did a high beep. So he's listening for a command right now. Let's help him out, and let's say weather.
Please give me a moment. I'm loading your Spotify playlist.
Okay, he's going to try to load Spotify, and and as I have nothing set up, this will probably kill it. It's quite the interesting interpretation. You will notice these are all words that Jasper is listening for. So you'll notice that this is what it interprets, as it is naturally looking for these things. News, yes. Birthday, life. Facebook, news. Birthday, life. Facebook, news. Weather. As weather was the last thing that I said here. So, let's... So, when Jasper tries to load Spotify and you don't have the Spotify thing set up, Jasper starts to act really weird. So once Jasper has tried to load Spotify, I usually just do a reboot. So I'm going to reboot the Pi right now, which was not intended. Taste a beverage. Alright, we're going to try to reconnect, restart session. We may have been a bit impatient. There we go. Raspberry. And just to keep everything clean, we're going to do a clear command again. We are going to change directory. Let's see. Well, before we do that, let's do an ls to see where we're at. We are in the home directory. Change directory. Jasper. Boot. /boot. Oops. Boot, not bot. .sh. ./boot.sh. Now we patiently wait, and Jasper is going to load for us here.
Hello, I am Jasper. Please wait one moment.
Hello, Jasper. So much lag. This is really weird. Like a bat. Kung Fu movie. Alright. But I think it's really fun to watch Jasper boot up like this and see everything
How can I be of service?
going really real time here. So let's try to do some commands properly here. Jasper. Jasper. Weather.
Okay, the weather will be partly cloudy with a chance of a thunderstorm and a chance of rain in the afternoon. High of 86 Fahrenheit. Wind from the west-southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 50%.
Alright. Jasper. Jasper. News.
Pulling up the news. Here are the current top headlines. 1. Payback time. GOP incumbents learn how to win. 2. A look at questions surrounding Missouri's next scheduled execution. 3. Islamist guerrilla war in Nigeria intensifies. 4. Prince Charles compares Putin's actions in Ukraine to things Hitler was doing. Would you like me to send you the article? If so, which?
No.
Okay, I will not send any article.
Jasper.
Pardon?
And so you'll notice that when I don't say anything, he recognizes that I don't say anything, I guess. If I sit here for a second as well, you'll also notice here in the real-time scroll that it'll say, it says nothing detected, something along that. We'll sit here for a second in silence, and hopefully it'll pop up here, and you'll see what I'm saying. Okay, I'm going to scroll back up. Well, maybe. You'll notice it said no disturbance detected. And so that's Jasper noting that it didn't hear anything. When you see Jasper, oops, luckily it didn't detect me there. But when you see its name and its, whoops, that was wrong. You can see it's actually trying to interpret what is being said. And then we will also, here in a second, we'll see that which I just highlighted is Jasper looking for new emails to notify you that you have new emails, etc. So this has been a basic setup here, Jasper. Oops, that's not going to work. Alright, but we have Jasper here running. I'm going to go ahead and let's do a reboot. So basically at this point Jasper is functional and he is ready to interact with the world. Hey, I'm a talking robot. Make me do something cool. Yeah, something like that. Alright. I'm going to restart our putty session. R-A-S-P-B-E-R-R-Y. That's how I spell raspberry. Clear. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, once again, we'll ls to verify that we are in the home directory. We will change directory, Jasper/boot. And then what we're going to do this time is we're going to run nano boot.sh. And what we're doing here is this is going to show us what that bash script is doing. So we can see it's adding some paths here, and then it's also running python boot.py. So that's more interesting. So let's nano boot.py. And look at this. So here we see the Python of what Jasper is running when it is first run. So let's scroll through the code here, and we should see some familiar things here. Connected to the internet, compiling dictionary, starting client program. These are all things that it prints. And if we scroll down here towards the bottom, we'll notice this line that says, you see the Jasper started, and then actually it says, say, hello, I am Jasper. Please wait one moment. So this is what we get here with Jasper. So let's actually go in and edit this and say hello YouTube. Thank you for watching my setup and install video. We'll add dots and then boom. So hello YouTube, thank you for watching my setup and install video. I am Jasper, and please wait one moment. Nope, it's gonna say please get funky with your dog self. Seems legit. So we're going to Control X and we want to let it know that we want to save. We will save it as a saved file. We're ready for magic. Let's do the ready for magic dance. Ready for magic, ready for magic. Alright, we are in the proper directory, so we're going to do a /boot.sh. We're going to run Jasper, and then we should hear our modified greeting.
Hello YouTube. Thank you for watching my setup and install video. I am Jasper. Please get funky with your math self.
Yes! Yes! Alright, alright, life is good. So we'll watch Jasper here just boot up, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap up this video because it's probably been going way too long, and this is probably a terrible video, and I'll probably end up Jasper. Okay, real fast before I end this video, one of the things I did find interesting is the sensitivity of the voice recognition depending on the background of the environment. I have a lot of fans going right now, so it's not necessarily a quote-unquote quiet environment, but it's not necessarily a noisy environment either, considering it's almost, well, 5:30 in the morning. So, but what I find interesting here is I'm going to whisper into the microphone, and hopefully if it does it like it normally does, it's going to recognize me just as normally as if I had spoke at a regular tone. So, here we go. Your bonus content. Jasper. Jasper. Weather.
I beg your pardon.
Jasper. Jasper. Time.
It is 9:33 a.m. right now.
Yeah, so I just kind of imagine being a secret agent and walking around undercover somewhere, some secret warehouse that you're infiltrating to, yeah, whatever, I don't know, whatever secret agents do. And yeah, you're all, Jasper, set the bombs. Jasper. Jasper. Tell me a joke.
Knock knock.
Who's there? Who's there?
Cash.
Cashew. Cashew.
No thanks, but I would like a peanut instead. Get it? Because you said cashew. Ha ha ha.
Alright, well, with that, we are going to say goodnight. Thank you for watching. Hope this video has not been completely terrible. And we will continue doing some other videos, hopefully some live streams, hopefully with much better video, less latency between the cameras here, what's going on. I'm just kind of experimenting and trying some things right now. So, thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful. I've had some people saying that they have had a hard time installing Jasper and actually reach out to me from we're gonna go ahead and put you down, yes. But yeah, so hopefully this was helpful to anybody who might have had problems installing Jasper. I'm going to put some links into the show notes, and we'll do some videos here in the future. This is the microphone that I'm using that they recommend. It's off Amazon Prime here, $25. It seems to do the job. I'll also note that I'm using a see if the camera here will pick it up. Yeah, I have a old Sony PSP, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 iCam, and this works with the Raspberry Pi. and Jasper seems to work with that as well. I'll mention real fast that if I have the webcam and the microphone hooked up at the same time, Jasper tends to freak out. He doesn't like two sources of audio for some reason. Who would have imagined there? So, and I think this is really weird if I look at the video and I've got this long lag, which is, let's just kill this video. So, I go with the silhouette dancer. Silhouette dancer, silhouette dancer in the lag. Yeah, it's much more sexier anyway. Beautiful pie cam. But yeah, so Jasper does not like two sources of audio. So, but I have noticed that I can unplug the microphone and I can put in the webcam to the USB port here, and Jasper will recognize through the webcam audio microphone, which is interesting. I don't know if it works any better than the microphone that I'm using and that's recommended by the project, but we'll determine that, figure out. One of the goals is I'd like to get Jasper running with OpenCV. That would be super awesome, super cool. So hopefully Jasper can run at the same time using the microphone audio from the webcam and also picking up the webcam stuff with OpenCV. That's eventually kind of where things are headed. But for right now, I'm just kind of playing around with Jasper and figuring out some of the modules and where we're going to go from there. So, once again, thank you for watching. Sorry if this has been a horribly terrible video, but something. We'll go from here. So, thanks, y'all. Have a good night.